kick to the gut. I like it.
Yo, it feels like we haven't done this in a while, man. I'm like, do we know how to do this anymore? What's going on? What's going on? It's been 2 weeks. Oh my God. Bruh, it's Mr. Young.
And it's foreign in the building, bro. 2 weeks feels like a lifetime in wrestling, bro.
I know, it really does. But how are you? How was your trip? Let's catch up with each other first before we dive into the wrestling.
Yeah, man. So last time everyone saw us, it was the special episode.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, that was a very cool format, Mr. Young.
It was. Actually, I don't mind doing stuff like that again, you know. Big shout out to Saleh, of course. You know, he did a fantastic job, and then we did our hot takes and everything. I love how you did your hot take. Okay, what beach was it? What? Some like Atash place, got turtleneck? Oh, bro, I'm getting like some like promo vibes, like you like a LA Knight, bro.
Bro, what? So I don't know who was it in the Discord.
Yeah.
Photoshop my face and then put it beside Christian Cage. It was amazing, bro.
Yes.
I didn't even realize that I was having like a heel Christian Cage look, but that was so funny. I love it.
Yeah.
I was at a vineyard in Swan Valley in Perth. So,
wait, bro, what were you doing at a vineyard?
Bro, my friends were wine tasting. I was taking videos of Kick to the Gut. So I had my priorities straight.
Okay. Ken. Rishi, what's up? Chat, hey, please jump in and say hi. It's been a while. We want to catch up with you. We want to find out what you guys have thought of the last couple of weeks of pro wrestling. In fact, but it's good to see you. Did you enjoy the weather? Obviously, the weather in Australia is much nicer, right? Like in terms of it's cooler, it's drier, right?
Weather's more amazing. You suddenly feel this compulsive need to become fucking stylish. Everything layer all.
Yes.
So like I was saying, we took a road trip out of Perth, the main city center. We drove down all the vineyard, Swan Valley Lake, and hunting for chocolate and wildlife, bro. So that's why I took the typical tourist shot with the freaking koala bear. So just bro, typical touristic, bro.
I swear, I looked at your photos on Insta stories and whatnot, right? I'm like, you really channeling some LA Knight Christian Cage heel vibes, like, you know, like the $1 Million Man sort of like, yeah, I'm living the high life. Hello, you know?
Yeah, bro.
I love
I feel like it's like a double life. In Singapore, like I look at like this like super average Singaporean, fucking wear skillet everywhere.
Yeah.
Wow, over there, bro. I tell you, if I could drink the wine, I would be doing this all over.
You turned heel on us when you went to Australia, is it?
Yeah, I turned heel and ruined the entire timeline for Kick to the Gut.
But it's okay. The only timeline that is canon is the one that's happening right now, right here. Okay.
Yeah, man.
While you were over in Perth, I was in Malaysia, by the way. I did a quick JB road trip. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah. Tell me about that. What do you eat, bro?
Bro, it's nothing but food. I ate so much seafood. The first night we had seafood restaurant, you know, and I don't want to be that guy. You know how every Singaporean is like, oh my God, it's so cheap. But it was. I mean, you know, I can't lie. You know what I'm saying? Like, and when I went over, right, the conversion rate was like 3 ringgit, 3.3 to 1 sing. So I was like, what?
Tell me the damage, bro. Tell me what, like one seafood night out, like how much would it cost, like in Singapore, and how much is it over there?
I think in Singapore, for what we ordered, it would have cost 100 plus, 120, double at least. There it was like the first night we spent $60. And it was
both of you together combined.
Both of us. I mean, it's still quite a fair bit, but I think, you know, when you go somewhere like that, you sort of like, okay, never mind, vacation, we order a little bit more than we should have, sort of a deal.
Oh man, no, that's crazy, bro. But you drove that. That means you took your Singapore car, or you rented out a car?
No, we took our Singapore car and we just drove everywhere. You know, we found all the little like eateries, like little one-ton mee shop in the middle of nowhere, sort of a deal. That kind of trip.
How was it safety-wise driving a Singapore car?
Okay, I will say that my wife did all the driving. She's an amazing driver, better than I am. She's like way more... I want to say you have to be a bit more aggressive because I'm very defensive. You know what I mean? And she's more aggressive to squeeze in. And here's the crazy thing, right? Like, this is a weird thing. I feel like in places like in Malaysia, in Thailand, when you drive, right? Yes, it's jam. People are literally like 1 cm away from your car. Is fucking stressful. But when you want to cut in, people will let you cut in one. You indicate, people will make a spot for you. In Singapore, you indicate, people speed up to cut you off.
Yeah, I know, right?
It's so weird, right? It's Yeah, so like I don't know which one I prefer, but like in Singapore, all the roads are very clearly marked. Everything very clean, very bright. The road signs, I can see from a mile away. In Malaysia, I was like, what road are we on? I can't see shit.
Oh, so you drove through the night as well,
Yeah.
sports where it was super dark.
Yeah. So it was a very interesting. Like I said, like I mean, I'm 40 plus, but this was my first actual road trip in JB. So we definitely want to do more. That's for sure.
Is your wife's parallel parking game strong or not?
Oh, every part of her driving skill, like I need to learn from her. You know, she got that shit down on lock.
Yeah, man. Okay, respect to her, bro.
Hell yeah,
I wouldn't
hell yeah.
dare driving out of Malaysia just yet. So, much better.
Yo, Muhammad, Daniel, what's up? Jason, what's up as well? How y'all doing? It's good to see each and every one of you, man. Like, honestly, and somehow we're coming to the end of the year, right? I'm feeling the vacation vibes. Like, I went away for just a few days only. It feels like it was not enough. I don't know if you feel the same way.
Yeah, for sure, bro. Me and my girlfriend talk about like moving there permanently even, yeah.
Bro, that's what happened when the wife and I went to New Zealand.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Felt like this is the life, right? This is what life should be.
Yeah, because it's very laid back. I mean,
Yeah.
it's that sort of like a dream. Like, I don't know, you guys in chat, have you guys ever thought of like, oh, after retirement, where do you want to settle down or live out your life? Like on a big plot of land with dogs and cows and shit like that. Like, it seems possible in New Zealand. Definitely impossible in Singapore. There's no plot of land.
Yeah, and also I feel like no matter how old you are, you always feel this stress that you need to like keep up with like the times or like rate of inflation or blah 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 in there. But when I was in Australia that 1 week, right, I really felt time slowed down.
Okay.
And the craziest part is, right, you know, Australians, they close their shop all by 3 p.m.
Yeah.
They damn lepak one. But then, right, they always wake up early. So by like 6 p.m., right, I feel I naturally wake up. I don't have to alarm myself.
Right.
It's the sun, it's the vibes. Like, you just feel you want to be healthier.
Yeah.
Every day I walk 20,000 steps. So like, you know, it just feels like that's how you should live your life, lah. And it really, it's my first time there. I mean, not in Australia, but it's my first time in Perth and Sydney, 2 cities, right? I kind of like reflected lah, and like you know, maybe there's more to life than just, you know, the hustle and bustle of things, right?
We've crossed that threshold. We've become that age where we just want a quiet life. To be honest, like, you know, in my youth, I think much like yourself, I was always about the city life. I was like, yeah, come on, let's go. City is like very happening. You go to events, you know, like especially because I'm in the media line. Now I'm like, I could be fucked, bro. I'd rather hang out with my dogs.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean?
And like your only point of contact just needs to be streaming. If not, I just want to spend time with my family. That's it.
Yeah. Like, don't touch me as long as I got my internet, my Wi-Fi, I get Amazon or whatever to deliver shit to my house. I'm cool, bro. I don't need to go out.
I mean, I think this is like the post-pandemic reality where you realize that, you know, there's no need to like socialize outside.
First of all, Jason said he studied in Perth for 4 years and he'd love to retire there. Muhammad Daniel says next week will be his big day. Bro!
Oh, shit.
Congratulations. Your big shout out,
Right.
Mama Daniel. Hey. So I assume that the wedding will have a wrestling theme. And do you have like a proper, like, you know, ring announcer and coming down the aisle? Anything like that? No?
As long as your walkout song for your wedding is not Ric Flair drip or Undertaker's gong, I think the wife will be okay.
Bro, at one point, this is how much of a WWE fan I used to be, right? Well, I still am lah, but you know, back when I was a bit more naive and thinking, wow, you know, my wedding, I'm gonna come out to Rollin' by Limp Bizkit. You know, when the Undertaker was doing his biker phase.
Oh my god, yeah. That would have been cool 20 years ago lah.
Yeah.
Mr. Young.
You ride up, keep rolling in your tux and shit. Yeah, good luck finding a woman who will agree to that, by the way.
Yeah, I think a woman that allows us to do this podcast 2 hours a week is really good enough.
Yeah, we count our lucky stars. Blessed. We are blessed, yo.
For sure. Oh my god, but one last thing I wanted to say about all these holiday vibes, right? You say it's like going towards the end of the year. I just realized, right, bro, for us, right, we are 5 episodes away. That's our plan that we set down. We wanted to plan that we wanted to end this season on episode 45. I was just posting stuff and I looked at our Insta story archives, right, bro? 2 years ago was our 100th episode. Can you believe that milestone was 2 years ago?
Bro, and that means, wait, are we coming up to our 200th episode at some point as well?
Yeah, so today is episode 40. No, we don't count yet, last 2 weeks special episode. But episode 40, 5 more episodes is already 200, bro. We are on 195.
What? So our last episode of this season will be episode 45, which is a cool number, but also it will be our 200th episode.
Yes.
Bro, we need to do something special. Tovakin, what's up? It's good to see you. Welcome to chat. Yeah, we need to do something real special. Like,
yeah. So we will watch this space. Watch this space. We've talked about how maybe doing some sort of live format where finally both of us are in the same room, Mr. Young.
Oh my god.
And Jude.
Imagine that. I mean, after how many years of doing this like this, but okay, yeah. We definitely need to work something out, and I don't know, it could be a post pay-per-view or premium live event thing. We'll figure out the logistics lah.
It could be an end of the year award. We could reward some of our Patreons to come on board and join us for the show.
True that.
We'll figure it out.
Hey, Muhammad Daniel also kena the COVID, and you're getting married next week, bro. Please be recovered by then.
Bro, 1 more week, bro. Enough time to recover. You can do it.
I hope so. Gee, all the best, by the way. And yeah, congratulations once again. Okay, just the most random story, by the way. Before we jump into the wrestling, when I went to JB, right, the first night I got there, I switched on the TV. And obviously I'm flipping through the channels, it's like TV Tiga, TV Satu, all that I don't understand lah, right? And then I came across this sports channel. I'm like, okay lah, sports, if anything, got football, got something on, can watch, right?
Yeah.
All I saw was this massive stadium, like freaking filled out, like fans cheering. And then I see Jason Derulo, I'm like, shit! Like he's performing in JB on the day I showed up there. I was like, wow! What?
Wait, what? So he's performing in the football stadium there?
Yes. Apparently, and this is not even like a match or anything, So I don't know if it was the Malaysian League or the Johor League or whatever, but somebody got some money talking about like, Crown Jewel and the
Crown Prince.
The Crown Prince with money, right? I think the Crown Prince in JB or somebody got the money to fund their football team because they won the league championship. And they are celebrating by throwing a big, massive concert with Jason Derulo.
Oh, okay. So it's their JDT team. They just won the title and they're having some celebration in the stadium.
Yes. So they like, all the players come out, receive awards, all that shit. And then fucking Jason Derulo is there, talk dirty to me.
And this is broadcasted live on their TV?
Yes. So I was like, wow. Football, I know football is huge, but I didn't realize it was that big. And then, I mean, hey, we are trying. We are trying in Singapore. But our S League got who?
Bro, our S League, S League is coming up. I ain't gonna lie. I went, on 2 weeks ago when it was my graduation, right?
Yeah.
I celebrated my graduation at the end of the day by going towards a SPL game, Singapore Premier League game, and it was Lion City Sailors against Albirex Niigata. So it's like a top of the table clash.
Okay.
So that match, legit, bro, full house. I was sitting around, I was looking at Jalan Besar Stadium like, whoa, there is a community, bro.
Okay, but my question is, who are they gonna get to come and perform for these things? Who can they possibly get at this? What, Taufik maybe, but I think Taufik too big also.
Bro, Lion City Sailors is embedded deep in bed with the Lion City Sailors. Lion City boy,
Right.
Okay.
Yeah,
it makes sense. Yeah.
I guess so. It's not Jason Derulo, but I guess it's a step.
But okay, you know who's Joe Flizzo in Malaysia, bro?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, the rapper guy, right? So he is actually like an ambassador for JDT. And because he got this like connection with, the Universal Record, blah, blah, he asked his, JDT at the start of the season, who they brought in to sing their theme song, bro?
Who?
Snoop Doggy Dogg.
Walao. Hey, see,
the connects.
Bro, we need somebody like that for the wrestling business. Some rich dato, some freaking like, I don't know where you get your money from. I don't care. Just freaking jump in bed with one of our pro wrestling companies here in Singapore and then push that shit.
Don't worry. Because Singapore football founded, they have that, who's that guy, that Shopee guy? Forrest, is it? I thought like he's my friend.
Yeah.
Forrest.
That dude, my bro.
Yeah, that bro. So he was philanthropic enough to help out the scene in Singapore scene. So you never know. You just become one famous bloody successful fella. Then suddenly you got a love for wrestling. There you go, become Tony Khan.
Or you become Logan Paul. I don't know about Tony Khan. Well, we have a lot of things to talk about in terms of Tony Khan.
Yeah, we missed 2 weeks worth of stuff. Can you believe it? We actually weren't available to react to Bray Wyatt returning.
Let's talk about it right now. Let's
Yeah,
talk about it
let's talk
now.
about that.
So, I mean, with Bray Wyatt returning, I'm actually kind of glad that they've stripped him all the way down to his bare basics. But still with that weird cut, like every couple of scenes, they have this weird like interruption and the announcers completely no-sell it as if like the transmission is being interrupted by that creepy mask thing. So, okay, I'm intrigued. And his quote-unquote Rotunda character, like his current Bray Wyatt character, see, here's the thing about Bray Wyatt right now. Like, we all know he's an amazing promo, right? Like, he can talk his ass off. He will draw you in. But up to now, I still don't know what the fuck he's talking about.
Okay, so that was also one of the criticisms of Bray Wyatt initially, right?
Yeah,
he thought one long story go around the bush, but at the end of the day, like it's just meaningless stuff.
But he still draws you in. That's the thing. And like I'm a bit like, wow, hey, you know this guy has it. So what is it?
Yeah, it's a modern day Jake the Snake Roberts. Like I think his tone, he's great with his inflections. He always have this air of like danger and threat to his name. Were you surprised when he came out as like a baby face?
No, I'm not. Of course, the fans, and I think he realized that the fans were going to cheer him because he's coming back. He's a returning hero, right? So there was no way he could come back as the Fiend and start terrorizing people. So he had to come back as Wyndham Rotunda, quote unquote, and then cut that emotional promo on SmackDown.
Yeah, I think he opened up and talk about his people that he lost. I think losing his confidence, like all those things are real. And I think that made him fresh because, like, his entire decade in WWE, I don't think he's ever, pulled the veil behind and, like, revealed the true human behind the character.
Yeah.
What do you think of the new theme song, bro?
Oh, I love it. It's a banger, as the kids say.
Yeah, I loved it. So, you know what? It took me 2 listens, right? I'm hooked to the song, bro.
Right. Piaz, what's up? Piaz says, Wyatt 6, baby, let's go. Okay, I don't know about all the puppets coming out. I hope they don't come and wrestle. Honestly, I don't need to see the Buzzard wrestling. You know what I mean? Like,
no Huskers needed.
Yeah, like, I'm okay with them being like callbacks in random like promos, packages, that kind of thing. But let it be this Bray Wyatt, the cryptic, like mysterious guy. And yes, please have some sort of resolution. Explain his actions or something. There's only so many cryptic promos you can do before people start going, what the fuck? It's like Aleister Black, for example. He cryptic until disappear.
Oh dear gosh. Yeah, you have to toe the line. Like, you have to be very like you can't just go crazy one side or like too cryptic one other end. I believe Bray Wyatt, the tough part is, right, somebody was putting it on the Reddit saying that who the hell is gonna feud with somebody like Bray Wyatt? Don't worry, you don't need to feud with anyone. He just feud with himself, can already.
That's true. See, that's the thing. He can generate interest without actually wrestling or doing anything. He's in a great position. And I really hope they, go with him on this and they do something interesting lah.
Yeah. Do you think it's gonna be like a 3 Faces of Foley situation where he's gonna wrestle and
See, it's tough if he comes out and wrestles as Fiend because that means he's unstoppable, right? Fiend was the whole, like, they can set him on fire, fucker come back. You brought the comparison up with Jake the Snake. And to me, as I think back on my past, my childhood watching Jake the Snake, even though he was cryptic, there was still like sort of a point, an end to his cryptic nonsense. Like, he will say cryptic shit, deadly, sort of like unsettling things, but he's always directing it at you, Hogan, or you, Macho Man, or you, War. Like, he's trying to mess with somebody's mind. Right now, Wyatt doesn't have an actual target, so he's just saying this about this, that, and the other thing. It's like, what?
Yeah, but again, I think it's too early in his run or in his return. It's definitely the long game lah. And I know for a fact WWE said that they actually have a plan, a long-term plan for him. So we shall see who will his first opponent be. Will he wrestle at Survivor Series? Will he go to Crown Jewel? I'm pretty sure the Saudi Arabians want to see him at Crown Jewel, so you never know.
I think so too. And like we talked about in one of the past few episodes, him messing around in the main event scene has to be where he goes. It has to be, because you return him, he's like on his high. He's literally on, like, there's you slot him in the main event, it makes perfect sense. There is no sort of like, really? It's not like it's Jinder Mahal coming back, you know what I mean? Don't hinder the Jinder. But yeah, so I'm just excited that he's back.
Yeah, and I really think he is this generation's Undertaker. I know there's been a few botches and a few setbacks, but I really believe with Triple H in charge, letting him have his playground space to play in his sandbox, but also, like cutting down on all his crazy theatrics. I think maybe the problem with Vince McMahon's handling of the Fiend is he keeps seeing it as like, okay, over the top, come, let's go all the way over the top.
Yeah.
But there'll be some reality rooted from the way Triple H controls him.
If anything, I think Papa H is quite smart. His name is the game, and we're really seeing he's a student of the game, right? And this was a thought that was in my mind after I watched NXT Halloween Havoc. And, and I suppose we can slowly sort of move into that as well. But you know how, like, okay, right now it's Shawn Michaels sort of in charge of NXT, Triple H in charge of Raw, SmackDown, right? You know, like how Shawn was the performer back in the day? I feel like some people are amazing performers. They might not be the best teachers / booker.
I get it.
And Triple H, I mean, he was a great performer, but he was never that show stealer. He was never Shawn Michaels level of performer, but he was always very solid, right? And I think it shows in the booking, in the presentation of the two shows right now, don't you think?
I see where you're alluding to. So you're saying that Shawn Michaels, as great as he is as a performer, being able to put over himself, he's not doing a great job helping to put over other people or booking people to succeed.
Hang on. I'm not saying he's not doing a good job. I don't put words in my mouth, bro.
Okay. I just want to clarify.
Yeah, so no, I feel like maybe his current NXT, whatever, white and gold, is slightly better than the Unicorn Vomit NXT, but it's not black and gold.
But the Unicorn Vomit was also Shawn Michaels doing as well.
It was Shawn Michaels, but with Bruce Pritchard and Vince McMahon sort of meddling. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I give you the perfect analogy. Like how in football, right? Just doesn't mean you're a great player. You are a great coach, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what just happened this morning, or was it yesterday night?
Steven Gerrard, bro. I know.
Yes, Steven Gerrard got fired.
Yep.
A few years ago, Frank Lampard got fired from Chelsea.
Yep.
So I'm saying, like, you're right. Like, you can be great, but sometimes maybe you know what's great for you. Like, I'm pretty sure Randy Orton knows how to wrestle and make himself over, but I don't think he's good at like guiding people.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah, I do get what you mean. Like the wrestlers that are sort of like Shawn Michaels' stature and wrestling style, they tend to succeed because that's what Shawn Michaels knows how to do, right? But then, like, I don't know, like when I watch the current NXT product, it's not as bad as the Unicorn Vomit, but it's like there's some like I miss Papa H's influence.
But okay, don't you think like the best coaches or the best talent scouts are all the like mid-tier wrestlers, or like they weren't really the most over wrestlers, but I think they are great in the basics and your Dean Malinkos, your whoever it is lah. They are so because I think they are used to being a great hand and putting people over and highlighting other people's strengths.
Yes.
And that's what you need if you want to succeed for the younger talents. That kind of coach.
Yeah, that's exactly it. I mean, they have a lot of those in in AEW as well. Unfortunately, you have a group of people there who don't want to listen.
Yeah.
But that's a whole other story altogether. Okay, before we jump into NXT, I also wanted to bring this up because I wanted to get your thoughts and opinion on it, being a CM Punk fan. Okay.
Yes.
So last week it came out. I don't know if you guys heard this. That the rumor is that they are trying to negotiate with CM Punk contract buyout, including no compete clause. Okay, let's talk about that. Contract buyout, no compete clause, meaning that it does seem like this relationship is over. It's done. He wants out, and AEW is like, okay, I want to buy the contract out, right?
Yeah. I don't know whether he wants out. I think Tony Khan is starting to realize, alamak, he embarrassed me. I need to do something decisive. And I think it's also fueled by the fact that a majority of the locker room, it seems, doesn't want CM Punk back.
Yeah. Well, you see, here's the problem, right? And it's this weird civil war. It's now splintered into a three-way civil war, if you think about it. So you have the CM Punk group. Let's talk about the original group first. So originally it was the Young Bucks Elite, that camp, right?
Elite, yeah.
Versus Cody and his camp. Then Cody's like, fuck it, don't want to deal with this anymore, he fucks off, right? And then now you have the Young Bucks versus everybody who could possibly overshadow them. That's why they, play their bullshit and, they FTR as an example there. But then CM Punk comes in and outdraws them. I mean, let's face it, the year that CM Punk was there, honestly, can anybody in chat dispute this, that he did more for AEW than the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega has done for the entire 3-year run?
Yeah, for sure. Like, I tell you, up until All Out, right? CM Punk is the most important asset in AEW. Like, he was their number one guy, their top name, and blah, blah, blah. But then, I'm not comparing it to Chris Benoit, but wait, relax. Like, let me explain myself. What I mean is, like, Chris Benoit's legacy is like undisputed. He's amazing. He's the best, one of the best wrestlers in the world. He had a legendary career. But because of one day, right, you can never see him the same way again.
Yeah. Okay, this is not as freaking extreme lah. But I get your point. Yes.
I'm using that comparison because I feel like the problem with CM Punk is CM Punk has a propensity to have that one bad day. He seems to have one bad days quite often lah.
That one moment where he's like, I can't deal with this bullshit anymore. But here's the thing. Yeah, we say it as a bad day. He probably, and we've talked about it before, he probably could have done it a lot better, right? Yeah. But he probably had to do it. In his mind, he felt he had to do it like that because Tony Khan was not doing anything about the Civil War. These jabronis who know nothing about the industry trying to run shit, right?
We've talked about it countless of times about why he feel that he had to do it.
Yeah.
But the problem is, right, I know the kind of person CM Punk is. After he says something, right, he's going to double down.
Yeah.
He's not going to reflect and like, maybe I could have done a better job. Maybe, I should apologize, take some blame.
Yeah.
I don't think he's that kind of guy.
Yeah, no, he's not. And, let's come back to it's weird because like the elite fans still, to this day, do not accept the fact that CM Punk did the best business for AEW, which is to me crazy, but I get it. They drink the Kool-Aid, they're fans. I understand fandom. But okay, you have to at some point be objective about it. Right now, I look at AEW. I'm a huge fan of Chris Jericho, right?
Yep.
Bro, I can't, no, I cannot with Chris Jericho. And the other news was they signed him to an extra 3-year deal, and then he went on like Variety and made this big hoo-ha thing about how, he's gonna hold the belt, and then when somebody beats him for the belt, he will make that guy. I'm like, oh my god, why you like? I'm like, what are you doing? Okay, I'm sorry for cutting you off, but you know what it feels like to me? Do you remember a young Lionheart in WCW complaining about the Kevin Nashes and the Hulk Hogans holding him down? Yeah. And now he's become them!
Yeah, you become your own villain, bro. Like,
what the fuck?
Okay, when we talk about different camps in AEW, we forgot about the one camp, bro.
What?
I call it the Chris Jericho camp, bro.
Yeah,
the opportunistic camp.
No, he has found this perfect opportunity. Love it or hate it, right? He's like sliding in there next to Tony Khan's like, hey, Tony, brother, friend.
I see. I'm still here for you, bro. I'm still here.
I'm here since day one, bro. No issues, no controversy. More money, please.
Yeah, bro, no, he's perfect, bro. When he came, you gotta respect the hustle, okay?
Yeah.
Like, first of all, when he came into AEW, remember what he did? He said, I do not want to take any role. I just want to be a wrestler. So remember that?
He was playing the long game.
Yeah, he was good.
You know what he did? He saw what Nash, what Hogan, what all those people did back in WCW. He was like, I'm going to formulate a plan. I know how this goes. Motherfucker is the smartest one of them all.
I said, I'm going to lepak one corner.
Yeah.
I'm not going to put my chips all in. I'm just going to do my best as a wrestler.
Yeah.
Then let all this implode and exploit all these politics get out of the way until everyone's out of the picture. Then I slide in and like, Tony Khan, I'm here for you, bro. You can rely on me. That's exactly what he did, bro.
Okay. All that aside, right? I want to get back to the CM Punk thing, right? So, incredible year. He finishes his run at AEW amidst controversy. Very CM Punk-like. And then now there's that whole, they want him to have a no-compete clause. Question. Is this the time Triple H makes the move? Goes to CM Punk, men fences, like, can you imagine, like, whatever his contract is, right?
Mm-hmm.
And CM Punk doesn't sign no compete.
Mm-hmm.
And Triple H is like, yes, don't sign it. We are going to pay you millions of dollars. We want you. I mean, isn't this the perfect opportunity to stick it? Just stick it right to AEW.
It would be the biggest defection since I think like X-Pac back to WWE.
Okay, no. It's bigger than X-Pac. Come on, man. Did you just compare CM Punk to Sean Waltman? All respect to Sean Waltman, but no, bro.
No, like in the sense that X-Pac was really in bed with, like, when he left WWE, it was ton of controversy.
Yeah.
He really was in bed with Eric Bischoff, NWO, blah blah blah. And when he left WCW and appeared back as part of DX, remember the promo that he cut where he shit on like Hulk Hogan and Eric Bischoff? I do not know whether Triple H wants to play that game just to stick it to AEW and get CM Punk to do it.
Well, okay, not just to stick it to AEW. It's to boost ratings also. At the end of the day, just have him come out, work a short program with somebody. You know it's going to be a good program. He doesn't, and at this point in his career, he's not gunning for the championship lah. I mean, he has to realize that, right? So he can come in, have a high-profile thing, cut some pipe bombs, and then fuck off. Pay him millions of dollars. You'll generate so many eyeballs. One more WrestleMania match. Come on.
So that you hit the nail right on the head. The only way I can see CM Punk coming back to WWE, because he's already made it clear that that was the reason why he left wrestling in the first place, the toxicity of WWE. And we all know historically he was never on good terms with Triple H as well, right?
Yeah.
So for him to come back WWE, first of all, he really is going back on his own word. He really comes across as a hypocrite, because his first night in AEW, he said that, why would I ever go back to that previous place? And he talked about how when he left pro wrestling, he left ROH. How many years later he returned to pro wrestling AEW? So, so he had to backtrack on a lot of that shit. That's one thing. But like you said, if he was offered the main event, headlining, whether he fights Roman Reigns or like not a big time match, like literally the closing match at a WrestleMania, for one more shot, then I think he might consider. And even then, I don't think Triple H will put the belt on him at all.
No.
Yeah.
It can be a retirement match. It could be Rock, somebody like that,
The only retirement match I see is him and John Cena.
What about him and Triple H? If Triple H can handle it, if his body can still do it. I mean,
Triple H.
But I mean, think about it like that. It's literally, it's the feud, right? Like Triple H, CM Punk, they have this intense hate for each other, and then Triple H does the job.
I think, medically, I don't think it's possible for Triple H anymore.
Yeah.
But if Triple H was to get a representative for him to represent his NXT, maybe, I wouldn't mind Seth Rollins versus CM Punk.
Shit. Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, the possibilities are endless. I mean, he can go there and say, yo, we did you dirty, but Vinnie Mac is gone. I apologize. Let's do business. We are all about doing business. And funnily enough, you talked about pro wrestling, right? Did you hear on SmackDown, Michael Cole actually said pro wrestling?
Yeah, I did. I mean, they've been using that term like regularly nowadays.
So it's like, great. Because, it was a Vince McMahonism, right? They banned the word pro wrestler. Oh, I read it's a sports entertainer.
Yeah, well, at the end of the day, I feel like WWE is getting to a better place. But even as a CM Punk fan, I am very, very hesitant on him returning to WWE. I would rather him return to AEW, as fucked up as it sounds.
Yeah, I don't think so. Unless they get rid of the Elite. And somehow I feel like maybe no lah. I think Tony Khan will stick with
Tony Khan's loyalty is still to the Elite, right?
Yeah, and unfortunately that is to the detriment. I'll say it. It's to the detriment of AEW.
Yeah. No, okay. Regardless of whether where CM Punk goes, if he leaves AEW is all the worse for it.
Yeah. Yeah,
because
100%. Yeah.
Honestly, I still believe whatever he did, like whatever he felt was justified, but what he did was wrong. So I'll make it clear in that way.
Sure.
Right?
Sure.
Yeah,
sorry. Talking about AEW, let's very quickly mention the head-to-head, the Tuesday Night War, as it were, for one night only. Okay, so NXT lost the war. And I'm not surprised. At the end of the day, when you watch both products, currently NXT is still... NXT is really trying its best to change things up, but they have way too many green wrestlers. And
Yeah.
once we take a look at Halloween Havoc, I think it'll play out a little bit better. Yeah.
They tried their best to like have like, you know, more established wrestlers come in on the show on Tuesday and stuff like that. But it doesn't really matter what is NXT's rating. I think the bigger concern was how AEW's rating was so cannibalized on Tuesday, bro.
Yeah, I mean, okay, first of all, it didn't do well, but that's what happens when you move your scheduled show. You always will see a drop in ratings. It's the same for radio, same for TV. It's because people are very habitual, right? To me, wrestling is Monday night at 8 p.m. every single time. If you move it, I will actually likely forget that it's on Tuesday or whatever reason. So
I hope it's not the same for our listeners as well.
No.
Now we're doing Tuesdays.
That's true. But here's the thing. AEW Dynamite didn't do themselves any favors starting the show off with Orange Cassidy and the Best Friends versus Death Triangle. Like, you know, right off the bat, you need to be drawing in fans, right?
Well,
Why is it?
Tonika used to say that Orange Cassidy was a draw.
Was.
So I don't know, maybe like 2 years ago when he was like a fresh thing, a novelty, maybe he was, but now he's like another guy.
Also, how fast did Danhausen's gimmick like die out? As in not die out, but just fizzle and not be a thing.
It was never a thing. I think this was his ceiling until now, bro.
Right. Irvin says, are y'all going to talk about Ariel Hawani and Tony Khan's interview? There's not much to talk about because Tony Khan didn't give him shit. I know Ariel Hawani went on social media and he said that this was the most frustrating interview. It was frustrating. I listened to it. It was so fucking frustrating. Everything. I can't say. I'd rather not say. It's like, then don't say it. Either. Okay, here's the thing, right? Tony Khan keeps putting himself in that position to make himself look like an asshole. He's not the guy to do it. Get William Regal, get fucking Anand, get somebody who can cut a promo. If you can't answer the question due to legal reasons, which I'm sure that's the problem, right? Because, you know, there's an investigation and everything. When Ariel Hawani asked him about the media scrum scuff up or this, that, and the other thing, contracts, that kind of thing, then work. When he asked him about MJF, you know, work. Yeah, this guy is super talented, but such a pain in my ass. But, you know, we want to put the best show on for AEW. That's why we had to re-sign him. But what a dick. I will be keeping my eye on him. Something like that. I cannot say. What?
Well, you know what? I blame Tony Khan and I also blame Ariel. Because...
You blame Ariel? Okay, go. Why?
First of all, it's clear that there are certain topics that is like out of bounds. You can't discuss, right?
But
why didn't they confirm it before they even go live? Like, okay, sorry, we can't talk about this. Can I cover you? Ask you about this? You know what I mean? Like, it seems as if they just talk and then he realized that, oh, actually I can't ask this kind of questions.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Ariel Hawani is a quote unquote, he's an MMA journalist. I know him from MMA, right? He's known for asking the hard questions. It's like you going on, I know I see a lot of these clips on TikTok. I don't know if you saw the Kanye West Piers Morgan interview. Oh my God, there's another one, bro.
I saw it was like almost 2 hours. I didn't see the whole thing.
Oh my God. Like Tovakin brings up a very good point. MJF worked Ariel Hawani. He gave him answers. Even though it's a work, he's playing a character, he worked him. Tony Khan doesn't know how to work. He shouldn't put himself in these positions, but he's a mark.
He can't help the spotlight. That's why.
He's like, oh, look, I'm so, like, and that's why, like, I don't know if it was cool for Ariel Hawani to come out and say, oh, that was the worst interview, not fun. That might be a bit like, okay, a bit much, like you complain. But I also get it. He's a journalist. He's trying to bring out, like, he's asking the questions that people want to have an answer for. And once again, it's not like he's drilling for the truth. You work him then. Give him something, not nothing, not I can't say.
Yeah. I think...
And the whole show is freaking Tony Khan pimping out his, you'll see tonight on Dynamite. It's like he keeps doing that. It's so fucking annoying.
Yeah, the entire thing was just him to shield his upcoming Dynamite, appearance. So it was frustrating to watch for sure. But my favorite thing about the whole entire episode, right, was Ariel Helwani complaining and calling AEW fans freakazoids. Did you hear that?
No, I must have missed that. He must have caught heat from the AEW fans, diehards.
Yeah, AW fans were defending Tony Khan, saying that why you asking this kind of question? You know he can't answer you. Like,
Why not? But he's a journalist. Journalists ask questions like that. Oh, by the way, if you haven't watched the Kanye West Piers Morgan interview, please watch it. It is. I don't know what. I hope Kanye gets help. I'm a fan.
bro, you sat through almost 2 hours of the entire interview.
No. I watched like a 5-10 minute clip.
Okay.
Even
sure.
in the 5-10 minute clip, I'm like, Kanye, are you okay, bro? Are you okay?
Oh, but the way he fight with Piers Morgan, I heard quite funny lah.
It is, it's hilarious. But it's like, let's say, Piers Morgan is very famous for interrupting people. He would cut people off, right?
Yeah.
And it's annoying at times. But it's like Kanye doesn't know how to fight back verbally in a smart way. So he comes across as a crazy man.
It's like,
Boy, stop interrupting me, bro. Don't call me bro. Like, well, I'm like, what the hell? Anyway, I'm sorry, that's such a sidetrack, but Rishi says AEW is really relying on Mox and MJF. Let's call it just MJF. This is the MJF show. Nothing.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm very concerned with MJF right now that it's almost as if they're trying to turn him face. I hope it's all a big swerve at the end. He turns it around and goes, ha, you thought I was, fuck you, I'm the devil, that kind of thing.
Yeah. I you know what? Who I blame?
Who?
Chris Jericho.
Oh god. That is that press scrum, right, where he's backstage talking about how MGF is such a good boy. He asks everyone about advice and stuff like that. Do you think
he's all he's giving for him, bro?
You know why, right? If you, I don't want to think this about my favorite pro wrestler, bro. But if you think about it, who's the number one heel in AEW?
I guess Chris Jericho right now.
It's MJF. If MJF turns face, who's the number one heel in AEW?
Are you telling me Chris Jericho is more political than Triple H?
Bro, he's become the person he used to complain about. I'm telling you, I'm watching it going, fuck. He's my favorite. He used to be my. I've deep thoughts, bro. I've become Adam Page. I have deep thoughts about this. I'm so conflicted.
I mean, not all our favorite wrestlers are perfect. Come on, my favorite wrestler of all time is CM Punk.
Sure, yeah.
So it is what it is. Right?
So that's a weird dynamic, right? And then of course you have Jon Moxley. Before we get to the main event, that sit down between Bryan Danielson and Wheeler Useless.
Oh my god! Yeah, you've been watching a lot of Cornette. You've been listening to Cornette. I can hear.
Yes. I mean, look, I don't agree with everything he says, especially when it comes to the women's matches, right? But it is very clear that Bryan Danielson is just too nice a guy. Like he's just making himself look like a bitch, trying to put over Wheeler Yuta now. So what, are they gonna have a match? Are they gonna feud with each other?
Yeah, and Wheeler Yuta's voice are too annoying. I cannot, sir.
No,
I really cannot.
You cannot. Bro, you cannot.
Sorry.
You had to sneeze on that one, huh?
Yeah, sorry. I think you guys heard it, but yeah, I'm sorry.
No, it's all good. Like, you could have arguably had one of the best, if not second best, third best heels of AEW, but instead you have this guy sort of hiding in the corner with William Regal and Wheeler Yuta.
Yeah, man. Like they're just pushing the wrong people, bro. Why isn't Ricky Starks in that position, right? Like why isn't I can name 3 more people, Ethan Page, people who can actually carry the storyline in this position.
He should relinquish booking duties. That's talking about Tony Khan. That's undisputed. Literally everybody, other than CM Punk, has a new signing actually gotten more popular than when they first came in? Think about that for a second.
No, every
literally,
single WWE star has lost their shine.
Maybe you want to argue Mox, fine, right? Mox and CM Punk. Everybody else that has come in, Miro comes in, probably, huge pop, and then after that, Cesaro, same thing. Freaking Saraya. What? How do you pronounce the name? Saraya. I'm sorry, what the hell is she? Like, I'm bored of her already. Like, what is she there for?
It's only 3 weeks.
Yeah, it's literally been 3 weeks. She comes out and does the save because Jamie Hayter and there's another one, Jamie Hayter, getting huge cheers. No, nothing. You're still Britt Baker's lackey. Nothing, right?
FTR as well.
FTR, yeah, another one. And then, the best part is Riho comes back. That overshadowed Saraya. And I'm sorry, But like we all love Riho, and she's going to be in Singapore for SPW's big anniversary event.
Nice.
So see, that's the thing. It's like Riho at her size, wrestling people of her size makes sense. You come out here and go up against Britt Baker, one of the bigger names in AEW. You overshadow Saraya. Even Tony Storm. I'm like, what the hell are you doing, AEW? What are you doing?
Okay, if Tony Khan wins Booker of the Year 3 times in a row this year, right? Then I know that whole competition is rigged.
The whole competition is rigged. It's nonsense.
Yeah, you know what I mean? It's like there's actual evidence to show that this year's booking of AEW has been it's been bad.
Meanwhile, Chris Jericho is beating everybody left, right, and center. All the ex-ROH wrestlers. It's gotten to a point where, like, he said in the interview where, I want to be that guy, like that heel, that evil heel nobody can beat, and whoever beats me will be catapulted to the moon, right?
Yeah.
But to me, it's made it so boring to watch him. I skip his matches because I know he's gonna win. Jericho versus Dalton Castle. Who cares?
Yeah, it's tough. You know what? Claudio should have just kept the title because Claudio would have guaranteed great matches at least.
Speaking of Claudio, what happened to him?
Never even challenged for a rematch.
He lost to Chris Jericho. Oh, okay, vacation. What the fuck? And they're like trying to cram ROH down our throats. It's just a shit show over there. And literally, it's MJF holding everything up.
Yeah, it's tough. Like my favorite portions of this whole Dynamite last week was his interaction with William Regal. I think it was masterful. I think it was William Regal's best promo that he's done since he went to AEW. And I'm intrigued in seeing how, like, I guess the whole story that they're trying to play for is MJF challenging Mox and proving that he can earn the title shot. So when he does become champion, even though he's a heel champion, he still has the credibility, right?
But will he turn face because he's done it honorably? That's the big question, right? How much you want to bet during the Full Gear match, there's going to be a moment where he takes out his stupid diamond ring, he puts it on, and then he thinks about it. That's sort of like, do I want to win it like that? Like, do I really want to see that in MJF? Like, he's the devil. He should be
What if, right, he teases that, but that one moment of like clarity of him trying to decide whether to be a good guy or a bad guy causes him to lose the title. I think that's a great reason for him to double down, even become more of a bigger heel.
Right.
Like, I tried to be good, I tried to do things the right way, and it cost me.
Sure.
Like that. There's ways to play around it.
Yeah.
But whether Tony Khan can, another question.
Well, I hope MJF gets the creative control on that. Let me float you another scenario. You have that weird moment where he's like, should I not, right?
Yeah.
And he fucking kicks Moxley in the balls. And then pins him and then laughs at the crowd. Ha ha ha, you thought I was going to turn. Fuck y'all, that would be cool. And then Moxley can go on his vacation, the poor guy.
You know what he should do? He should take a page from Chris Jericho, bro. Remember the finish for Chris Jericho, Shawn Michaels, WrestleMania 19?
Oh, the hug and then the low blow.
Yeah. I don't mind. Example, MJF beats him fair and square, clean, defeats Moxley, wins the title. He's celebrating with the audience. Confetti comes down. He's crying. It looks like a babyface celebration, right?
Yeah.
And then Mox stands up, stays in the ring, offers his hand, asks him to shake his hand. And then when he does shake, he push away the shake. He hugs him. Everyone's like, "Yay, babyface!" And then, dude,
bro, that's it. Now you have a monster heel and 0 faces.
Yeah, I hope so.
Okay.
We haven't even talked about Moxley Hangman, bro.
Let's talk about Moxley Hangman and the match was a Moxley match. Here's the problem, right? Like, I know Hangman likes to do this thing where when he takes the clothesline, he does an extra spin. Yeah. And a lot of wrestlers, Rikishi is famous for doing that, for fuck's sake. Rikishi of all people, right?
Sights, right? Yeah.
But, maybe save that. Like, so many of their guys are getting injured because they're taking unnecessary risks. Yeah. And it's not like he's so compelling. Like CM Punk didn't have to take any risk and he's drawn way more money and is more compelling. So that's the whole argument about these fuckers with their flippy shit and their trampoline bullshit, right? They have to do, they feel like they have to do all that because they need to get a pop. But once you desensitize your audience to it, it means nothing. And you are exposed for what you really are, just spot machines. And that's why everyone's getting injured. And I feel like in this case, obviously we hope Hangman Page gets well soon. But he got injured off that move where he tried to over-rotate so it would sell the King Kong Lariat or the clothesline better. Well, he fucked himself up lah.
Yeah, it was terrible to watch because I was watching it live. So I genuinely thought like, because they didn't show his face, right? I thought he snapped his neck or some shit like that, like crazy shit because they didn't show him for like 5 minutes. So that scared me for a bit. Then I realized, okay, it's a concussion. But I mean, it's still a terrible injury. Yeah.
But okay, the weird thing is also like, they tried so hard not to mention it. Did you notice? Like, when you have incidents like this, at least show a crowd shot, a pan shot, your announcers talk about it. No, they freaking cut to... Did you remember what they cut to?
They cut to the announcers talking about Rampage, right?
Yep. Freaking Excalibur. All right, and coming up on Rampage. I'm like, what? No, that's not what I care about. I care about what's going on in the ring right now.
It's tough lah. It's tough because they clearly do not know how to scramble.
Yes.
My opinion.
Yeah. This is a clear indication that they are, well, I hesitate to use the word, but they are very new. They are noobs in terms of sports broadcasting, which is ironic since Tony Khan comes from a sports background.
Yeah.
Like if somebody gets injured on the pitch in a football match, in a soccer match, I mean, at least if they don't show the gruesome injury, at least the commentators will talk about it, right?
They will acknowledge it lah. They won't ignore it.
Yeah, like fine.
Right?
Oh, suddenly, let's talk about Rampage. Oh. So at least Taz kind of talked about it because Taz is a fucking professional.
They were trying to fill up the time, I understand, but I don't mind the three of them just the camera panning at the commentators and the three of them discussing the injury.
Yeah.
Like what's happening.
Discuss the injury, maybe show some crowd reaction, like crowds like, concerned face, that kind of thing.
Yeah, that would be better, much better.
Or take a far shot, you can see the ring where they're like trying to stabilize his neck, that kind of thing. So I mean, maybe it's a lesson, a learning lesson. But then they gave Moxley the mic to buy time. Oh.
Do you hear what Moxley said?
Yeah, okay, I watched the uncensored stream. So on the TV, like I think is it TNT or TBS? I forget. Anyway, on their TV show, they obviously bleeped it, right?
Yeah.
But this fella, give him a live mic, fuck come out, shit come out, walao eh.
I think the one that made me chuckle was when he said, he tried to speak on the mic, but then the mic wasn't working.
Yeah.
Then he got a new mic, and then he said, this whole show is going down the toilet.
Yeah. Like, what? Okay, there is being real, and then there is shitting on your own company, on your own product. Like, he doesn't care, and I guess that's his mystique. Like, he's just like, he'll say whatever he feels, right? But it's like, wow, as an owner, you must be like, fuck, you cannot give this guy the mic. That's why to me, MJF is the perfect pro wrestler. He knows how to go out there and work. If you give him the mic to buy time, he knows how to go out there and buy time, and he won't suddenly accidentally say a bad word.
The best guy to have controlled that situation, honestly, would have been CM Punk.
Yeah.
Like in terms of like a baby face, like trying to keep the crowd occupied and stuff like that. I would dare say even someone like Bryan Danielson, I think, would have done a better job.
No, basically a veteran lah. A veteran, like even Chris Jericho, MJF. I'm trying to. Even Cesaro, for crying out loud, like William Regal. But no, you give it to Mox and he just went off talking some shit.
Yeah, he's a bit too loosey-goosey, I guess what we're trying to say. But, somehow they managed to get back on track, get MJF out, and then, do the final promo. But Hangman is he's a very weird case right now. He's supposed to be the baby face of this company, right? Yeah. Supposed to be the rising star, the homegrown star. He had an entire great fairy tale run. Like his rise to the top was great to watch, right? Became a champion. He was like a bit like Big E, like okay lah gitu-gitu only, like that only. But then when somehow his true character came out with this whole drama with CM Punk, like the crowd is like, wow, how the hell is this fucker still on TV? But he seems to be the one that's getting away scot-free, being on TV, and now he's injured.
Yeah.
So it's like, I want to feel sorry for him, but in my mind, I'm like, I think you shouldn't have been on TV. Shouldn't even have gotten a title shot in the first place.
Yeah. he, like, obviously, once again, we never want to wish anybody injury, especially in a sport like this, right? But at the same time, you're right. Like, why does he deserve a title shot? He shouldn't have been there in the first place. And this goes into the whole culture of how they wrestle in AEW and in a lot of ways in NXT as well, as we'll get to in just a bit. Tovakin says this was better handled than the time when Matt Hardy got injured, and they continued to let him. So they went from one end of the spectrum to the complete other end. Oh, faster! Don't show anything. Cover up. Nothing happened. Bro.
It was tough to watch. Like I felt, I mean, the fact that it was a Tuesday, it was a different time, and also the fact that it was like a just a forgettable show all around.
Yeah.
Other than like one or two segments, I think the MJF hype has gone down, and it's no fault of his own because his promos and segments on his own are still great.
Yeah.
The intrigue is there, but like you can't rely on just one segment to carry an entire show, man. And especially when you have so much talent in your roster, the stories all they need a revamp. It's almost as if like the all-out scenario has like really taken the momentum out of AEW.
We talked about it before. He had that 3-year plan, and then now he doesn't know what to do. He no longer. I'm sure his next 3-year plan has Chris Jericho written all over it. Just leave it at that. Hales, what's up?
Yo, has up Hales? Flying by the seat of his pants. Like, there's this report. You hear like, now the backstage locker room, like the leaders are Bryan Danielson, Chris Jericho, and Jon Moxley, right? I feel like, I know it's not Bryan Danielson's character, but Bryan Danielson should grip and take that top spot for his own, man.
Yeah.
Like, I feel he would have been the perfect like baby face to go forward. I'd rather have him fight MJF. I don't know why Moxley is there. What
if this is their way of turning Danielson heel? Now he's gonna beat the shit out of Wheeler Yuta, and he's gonna move up and take that heel spot. If MJF is in fact going to turn face.
Tough lah. Like Danielson as a heel, of course, works. We saw it last year, right? But if he becomes a heel, it kind of ruins the whole dynamic of Blackpool Combat Club.
To be honest, is the BCC really doing anything now?
Yeah, so unless they splinter up or they go their separate ways, then I feel there's a reason for you to do that. Do you realize something as well, bro?
What?
The firm storyline was only 2 weeks old. Then suddenly MJF got dissension with Stokely, right?
Yeah. And then now they're sort of like doing their own thing here and there. And then Matt Hardy's contract. Oh, that one, another one. Talking about Matt Hardy and I don't know why he is involved in the worst storylines ever. And
it's tough.
And then there's the Jade Cargill, Nyla Rose. You stole my belt. It's so bad. It's just so bad.
Name me one storyline other than MJF that you're intrigued by right now.
It's all just the Acclaim, but they got over on their own. Not this fucking Mark Sterling got the trademark to the scissor. I'm like, this one like fucking roll my eyes, yeah. Stop it.
The Sesame Daddy was terrible. No. This whole storyline about him like intellectual property and suing. Apparently, he legitimately got the trademark and all that.
Huh?
Like he posted on Twitter that he actually applied for that trademark, the scissoring. So he does have the IP. So this is shoot, I guess.
But it's still storyline shoot lah. As in they asked him to do it so that they could film this horrendous storyline. And I hope they already beat him up. They tore up the contract, so it's a one-off, fuck off, and they can do something else.
Yeah, like the end goal needs to be FTR going for the title in the Acclaim. Like that's the two most popular tag teams that they have. Let them duke it out lah,
the fans will eat that shit up. So
even if the Acclaim wins, they've proven themselves against the top tag team.
Yeah, and freaking give ROH a goddamn show and stop making AEW ROH.
Yeah, whether God sake, if they make it ROH Rampage or what, at least Rampage is ROH heavy. Yeah, at least.
Because right now it just feels like they're forcing ROH content down my throat. Yeah. While I'm trying to watch AEW. Anyway, okay. Woo! That was a whole bunch of AEW Dynamite stuff. I mean, we won't go into the NXT that episode because honestly, it was all a setup for Halloween Havoc. I mean,
let's talk about Halloween Havoc more.
You had Kevin Owens. They threw in Shinsuke Nakamura, who's been chilling out. I don't know what he's been doing, but he had a match. Versus Stax. I don't care about Stax. Who else? You had Rhea Ripley. You had
Austin Theory
Austin Theory
at the
teasing.
end of the show.
But all of it was to get viewers to watch Halloween Havoc, because at the end of the day, the tease meant nothing, right?
Yeah, it didn't mean anything at all. Can we just address Haley's question whether
Sure.
CM Punk will come back and be a rotating locker room leader? I think CM Punk will come back and have to earn the respect back of the locker room lah. He
Sure.
must go there and kowtow to everyone. Like when Jeff Hardy kena
Oh, yeah.
suspended for getting high. The next few episodes of Impact when he returned, right, he just went to every top star and just apologized. And then he got
Right.
scolded by everyone.
I honestly, I don't think CM Punk's coming back. I think it's done. He's gone. You know, AEW has to move on. It's just whether Papa H will shell out the money and will kowtow to him.
I'm sad if he's gone, but I'm sad if he leaves wrestling completely, of course, because CM Punk is arguably still one of the best wrestlers there. Like storyline, his ability to portray his character and all that. He is still an asset for wrestling. But
Yeah.
if AEW lets him go, then honestly, if I was Triple H, I would be very unsure about bringing him back. Because why would I bring back someone who is infamous for fucking up the locker room, you know?
But like I said, don't bring him back in long term. Just do a short program, no harm, no foul. You know, do a little bit. Yeah. Anyway,
Sure.
Halloween Havoc. Here we go. It happened on a was it Saturday or Sunday? I forget.
It was a Sunday. Yeah.
It was a Sunday morning for us, right? Yeah. So like we all know, I haven't really paid attention. I've watched it here and there. NXT's like sort of in the background, trying to get back into it. It's no black and gold, let me tell you that, right?
Yeah.
Fia says CM Punk joined New Japan. Ugh, I don't know about that.
Yeah, let him kena strong style on his chest lah.
A few times. Okay, so we start out with the big North American Championship ladder match, the vacant one, because Solo Sikoa had to leave, right? Do you think like I know it's a thing that NXT does. Oh, North American Championship is always a ladder match. It's freaking it's got to be a thing, right?
Yeah.
Does it have to be a thing though?
It doesn't have to be a thing.
Like I feel like it's so overplayed at this point. I'm like, it's like, oh, here's another
Have we
one.
done it at least 2 or 3 times?
Yeah. The first few were incredible because it was like, wow, right? But the more you do it, just like any match, the more you do it, the more its magic wears out. And by the way, before I mention anything, like this is Halloween Havoc, right?
Mm-hmm.
Why does Halloween Havoc basically have to be Extreme Rules 2.0?
Yeah, every match has a gimmick.
I'm like, oh god, you can have the Halloween decorations, spooky bullshit. You're celebrating Halloween, I get it, but why do you have to make it remember when we talked about Extreme Rules? We were like, okay, as long as they don't overdo it, it's fine. Once a year, you do every match is a gimmick match, and then you follow that up with every match is a gimmick match. I'm like, wow, I got a bit annoyed here.
I like, of course, like them, the presentation, they dress it up and all that kind of stuff, make it look cool. Having Shotzi back as a host is a great choice. She's perfect in that role.
She's much better as a host than a wrestler. Let's put it that way.
I won't disagree, but remember the first time they had Halloween Havoc? Remember the 2020? That was the pandemic year. They had I forgot, Gargano had this match where he fight on top and then they jump down the spot. I forgot, I against Loomis, I can't remember, but the point is, right, like the stipulation didn't really matter. Like Cameron Grimes and Dexter Loomis. Remember Cameron Grimes had that whole horror haunted house scene. Like, it's wacky, it's goofy and all that, but all of us were invested in the characters. Now NXT doesn't have you're not, maybe they're too raw, they're too new, but you don't really know or care about their characters that much.
Yeah, because they are all new, they're all green guys, right? And it's not their fault. But the problem is now you've thrown them in these crazy ass matches that usually are the culmination of feuds. So that's why to me a lot of the matches were like excessive for the sake of being excessive, just because it's whatever match. We start off with Wesley, Carmelo Hayes, Oro Mensah, Von Wagner, and Nathan Fraser. half the fella I don't know who. I know who some of them are. Like I've seen some of them try. Like they've been doing the best of 5 series, or is it best of 3 with Nathan Frazier and Axiom, which is all right. They're trying to build up these characters, and he's a really cool high flyer. But just like some random thoughts. Remember they were pushing Von Wagner quite a bit.
At the start, right? At the start, yeah.
I don't know, but I've kind of given up on him already. I'm like, he's just this tall guy, but he's like Omas.
He looks a bit like like he got the giant syndrome where like his features are like very
right.
I mean, it makes for a cool look. I'm not saying it's a bad look.
But he doesn't have like the facial expression, or like I don't get a feel of like, oh, he's angry. He's like, it's just like he's just there,
Yeah.
And wrestling is about emotion. He doesn't draw any emotion out of me.
Well, Von Wagner. The only thing interesting is his name, lah. Other than that, I have nothing that I care about.
Oro Mensah is another young talent. From where already? Was he from Jamaica?
I've never heard of him. I've never seen his matches before.
He's had a couple. I mean, nothing crazy outstanding. Yeah, I mean, we know Carmelo Hayes is a star. He's not going to win because he's already had the North America. Yeah, it's done. I mean, it made sense that Wesley won, right? It's like okay, you poor thing, your tag team partner was this weird racist dude or whatever. Let's give you the title. And you've been putting in the hours. Let's give you the title.
They were MSK, right?
They're MSK, yeah. Wesley.
He poor thing lah. He won the title, tag team titles with the partner, and the partner kena all that racist shit.
Kena cancelled and shit. Yeah.
Yeah, quite sad lah. So the nothing wrong with the winner.
No.
But it's hard. It's like watching a very foreign promotion that I've never.
Yeah.
Honestly, I've never seen any of the wrestlers. I can tell you one or two, and that's it lah.
It seemed like an indie match dressed up with WWE money. It seems like something you could watch on AEW as well, and maybe that's the problem. All these things become so like, because we watch so much pro wrestling, both AEW and WWE, right? We get desensitized, so it's like there were a few really amazing spots, jumping off ladders and shit like that, but it's like, oh, okay, it's a ladder spot with people I don't care about. You know what I mean? So I think like no matter how crazy the sport is, if the person you don't really know or care, why would you be invested, right? See, here's the thing: when Edge and Christian and the Hardy Boys did it for the first time, right? Mm-hmm. It was the first time. It was the first time. Yeah. Now everybody does it, so nobody cares. So there's the difference. And I know a lot of them were probably inspired by the TLC matches, ladder matches of the past and stuff like that. But do you see where I'm going with this? Yeah, for sure. Like it made the Hardys' career because they did it at a time when nobody was doing it. Now everybody is doing it. So, what are you gonna jump off a fucking building? No, you can't do that. You'll die, right? If nothing else, every time they keep doing this, the Hardys' legacy gets better, like gets more enhanced. Yeah, because you remember when the Hardys first did it and you get that rush of nostalgia. Whereas these guys are, okay lah, you see every week already, are boring already, It's kind of crazy, and like, it sucks that they don't get it. Or like even someone like Shawn Michaels doesn't get it. Like, Shawn Michaels made the latter part of his career all about the emotions. Yeah. But I feel he might be overall, but I don't know whether he had a big hand in this match, because they still have agents, right? Right. Sure. Yeah. No. Anyway, the right person won, so okay lah. We can move on. Apollo! Hey, Wonder Boy, how you doing, dude? Apollo! Yes, Apollo. Yes, Apollo is in NXT. Yes. Yeah, minus his tall Aziz. I don't know what happened to Aziz, poor thing. He fought Grayson Waller in a casket match. Okay, first question, because I haven't been watching NXT. Why is there a casket stipulation? Did he become Undertaker or something? Because it was spin the wheel, make a deal. So it was random, right? Random. And then I don't know if you watch, like, I passing glance, right? But Grayson Waller at some point injured Apollo's eye. So there are shots of Apollo's eye bleeding. They're the scary shots. But then it became this thing where he got super dark. And like, as it not his skin tone, but his vibe, his presentation became dark. And then got one time he appeared under the ring or something, his eye was bleeding, and then Grayson Waller, I was like, oh my god, it's so scary. And I'm like, but what?
Okay, if he was as his Nigerian character doing all this supernatural voodoo shit, it would have been a new wrinkle to his character, right?
Walao. Yeah, sure,
At least you
sure.
play into that. But like now, like no links, yeah. He becomes some dark character.
Yeah. Zayden, how are you, by the way? I hope you're doing all right. Yes, they did jump off a building once, the Money in the Bank. They got thrown. Oh, I remember that.
Yeah.
I tried. Like, Grayson Waller is a very good heel.
Mm.
I don't know if he's a super... Like, here's the problem, right? Grayson Waller, he's doing this whole I'm a social media star gimmick. Meanwhile, you have Logan Paul on the main roster. I mean...
A real social media star.
Yeah, so it doesn't hit. You know? Like, if there was no... It's like Sonya Deville trying to be the MMA girl. But you got Ronda Rousey. It's like, you're just cheap knockoff then. Okay?
Yeah. So like, the only time I remember Grayson Waller did anything of note was when he feuded with, AJ Styles.
Mm.
And that's almost a year ago. So what exactly has he been doing? I know he had like a manager, he had his Sangha as his like a lackey and all that, but yeah, not memorable.
Sangha turned on him, and then Sangha and
Veer.
What's that? Veer. Yeah, they had a thing backstage, didn't they? And then they disappeared because I guess they needed more seasoning.
Oh, it's Deepavali. They need to celebrate.
Okay, let's move on.
Yeah.
This match, right? This match was like eye candy for me, but that's about it. I'm sorry to say this because I think that they have a great story going into this, former friends, blah, blah, blah. I see a lot in the future of Cora Jade because I think she has the charisma. She has that AJ Lee look, but you know what I mean? And Roxanne Perez is like, who does she remind me of?
I think Roxanne Perez is more like AJ Lee.
Also, okay, yeah. So they're all within that same vein, like slightly smaller, but they have the charisma and stuff like that, and they can kind of go in the ring. So what do? You give them a fucking garbage match.
Yeah. When you say eye candy, is because of how they look or how they perform?
No, because of how they look.
Yeah,
like this is the sort of match I go,
Okay.
You know what I mean? But in terms of like what. I don't know, like it's just and like they had the gimmick skateboard they tried to break on Roxanne Perez's back, but the skateboard broke before she hit her with it, and then now Cora Jade has a bat. I'm sorry, if you've ever been hit by a bat, you'd probably be dead.
Yeah.
And then here you have like multiple bat shots. Like the one thing I said about Extreme Rules, they better not overdo it, and I feel like they've overdone it here already.
They could have had a great blow-off match,
Yeah.
Like I think their first encounter was really emotional, dramatic.
Yeah.
I'm a fan of Roxanne. I don't mind Cora Jade as a heel. I think she got a bit of that Julia Hart vibes in the sense that when Julia Hart first started, she very innocent, right?
Yeah.
And then when she turned heel, then suddenly got a bit of wrinkle to her character. But clearly, Cora Jade is a much better wrestler, no need to say.
Yeah.
But my problem is, why are they giving these two girls such a stipulation?
Yeah. See, here's the thing. My issue with most of this card is not the matches or the matchups. The matchups make sense by and far. It's the stipulations. You've overdone it with this stupid Extreme Rules 2.0. You know?
Yeah. And of course I know it's Halloween Havoc. They want to play around to the Halloween theme, but like, I don't mind like one match having the Halloween theme, like make it fun, right?
Yeah.
But the rest are like seriously treated. But I don't like if there's too many gimmick matches unless the show is called Extreme Rules. Then fine. People like the fact that every match is a gimmick.
I don't know if you heard, but apparently they're dropping some of the like TLC or stuff like that. Like the gimmick match. The gimmick, the premium live event that's centered around the whole thing being a gimmick.
Yeah,
which
so like
is a good idea.
No more TLC, no more Hell in a Cell, hopefully.
Great.
Yeah.
So have Hell in a Cell at WrestleMania. Have Hell in a Cell when a feud calls for it, not because it's the Hell in a Cell premium live event. That, I think a lot of fans have been talking about that, and that's a great idea.
Yeah, clearly. I hope they bring back actual classic pay-per-views, like
Backlash.
King of the Ring. As a proper event,
Armageddon. Freaking come out with a new name, don't care. Judgment Night, since Judgment Day is the faction.
Clash at the Castle, I think, was a great You know,
Yeah.
if they were ever to have another like UK pay-per-view, have insurrection, bring that back, man.
Bro, yes, that's such a cool word, by the way, insurrection. Okay, let's move on then. Next match, Julius Creed versus Damon Camp. I mean, you take two like wrestlers, like amateur wrestler type, like real like athletes, right?
Yeah.
And you put them in a garbage match. I'm sorry, I paid close attention to this match because I was like, okay, this is going to be a great wrestling match. Maybe you'll beat the fuck out of each other in the ring and then finally throw each other in the ambulance. No! Got chairs, got fucking... Was there fire extinguisher? I can't remember. But like everything was getting thrown around.
Yeah. Okay, Damon Camp is the younger brother of the Cable Stevenson. I remember
is it? Okay, I didn't even realize that.
So he had a Stevenson in his name, but they changed it to this Damon Camp because of the gimmick.
Okay.
So athlete, right? Freaking college wrestler. And then the Julius Creed looks like he can be Kurt Angle, you know?
Yeah.
Fucking
Actually, you know who I thought of when I looked at Julius Creed?
what?
What's his? Oh my god, I forgot his name. He's so useless in AEW now. Chris Jericho's lackey.
Parker Brown. Oh no,
Jake Hager. I was like, wow, this fella look like Jake Hager. I hope he has a better future in the WWE than Jake Hager. But yeah, like they have these like they have this athlete look, right? So why not let them have an athletic match? Give them a submission match if you want to gimmick it up. You know?
Yeah, like even fucking let them amateur wrestle for 2 minutes. At least it's still cooler, and you know based on their background that they will deliver.
Yeah.
But like I said, they're too young to be doing all this gimmick stuff. Like they don't have the wrestling IQ to be able to play around with it yet, you know?
Nor do they have the facial expression. This is what really got me, right? When like I can't remember what move it was, but Damon Camp really hit Julius Creed hard with a chair or ambulance or whatever lah. His face like no reaction. I'm like, oh my god, shit. Like they are being exposed. Why?
Yeah.
Put them in the ring, make them do wrestling holds.
Okay, I don't follow the storyline. So why is Julius Creed wrestling as a singles? What happened to his brother or what?
Okay. So this is one whole big fucking storyline with the Diamond Mine lah. Somebody had been fucking around with the Diamond Mine. You know, Roderick Strong brought in Damon Camp. They were all like, yeah, we're all athletes, right? And then somebody beat up Roderick Strong in the car park. Of course, that's where all the shit goes down. Who did it? Oh, who did it? And then Damon Camp, like one day he decides to reveal himself. He beats up the Creeds with a chair. So it was me. So they turn him heel like that lah. And then
I'm impressed that you follow all of this, bro.
I paid attention to the promo package. That's why.
Okay. Got it.
I don't have the exact thing like the storyline down, but this is the rough idea I got. And then somehow they made it such that this was if Julius Creed lost, Brutus Creed would have to quit. He was fighting for his brother's contract, Julius Creed.
So Brutus was out injured lah in storyline?
I don't know injured or what, but I just know that the contract is like on the line.
Okay.
So I guess he's fighting for his brother's honor. So do it in the ring. Why? Or even if you want to have an ambulance match, have the ambulance right there next to the ring. Let them have a wrestling match and show off how deadly they can be in the ring, as opposed to having a garbage match on the floor, which is not their forte.
Yeah, like that's the thing. Like they are ill suited to it. And the best parts about hardcore matches, like maybe last time it was Edge or whoever, right? They had facials. They could show terror. They could show fear, or they could show like like intimidation, blah blah blah. But these people, they are just fighting. But like you said, their face no reaction. So like, how are we supposed to feel anything for the matches?
It's like playing the video game, like it's like playing the video game from 10 years ago, where the face is just the same. You fucking run him over with a car, he's still like this. Yeah.
Okay, would you say this was the best match so far on the card?
None of it was the best.
It's a low bar.
I would say Apollo Crews and Grayson Waller
was more entertaining for you.
Up to this point, right? Like at least it was like in the ring.
Yeah.
And then oh my god, the next match. Oh, I want to break some shit. I'm so frustrated because I used to love NXT, right?
Yeah.
And I don't know if there's this thing where we need to top ourselves, which means now translated to some of these younger wrestlers do crazy stunts, right? But the next one is like you have Mandy Rose versus Alba Fire, and let's rewind a little bit. Did you see the
Yes, I
cinematic?
saw. I saw.
Oh,
They
okay.
brought it
Look,
back. They brought back the
when
cinematic matches.
when AJ and Undertaker did it, like, you have to understand, Undertaker is the Undertaker. He's an OG. He can, like, he can kind of act, right? It's not the best acting, but he's got that character down. AJ, he's tried his best also, and it was during the pandemic, we sort of like gave it a pass, right? And then you had Bray Wyatt, John Cena. Another one, like, kind of during the pandemic, they want to make this whole psychedelic trip shit. Okay, fine, I get it. I get artistic vision. What the fuck is this cosplay, like indie film bullshit? Oh my, it didn't even make sense. Oh, your audio.
Yeah, so this is Halloween Horror Night, bro.
Oh, yeah. No, yeah, it's exactly it. So, again, this is, okay, you know what this is reminiscent of? Bray Wyatt versus Randy Orton at WrestleMania. The what match was it?
House of Horrors match.
Was it House of Horror? So they start out in the house, but then after that end up at the ring. At least there were no worms projected onto the mat on this one.
Oh my god. No, that was that was WrestleMania lah. But yeah, they had a terrible rivalry.
So Mandy Rose and her lackeys go to this house, and then they get beat up by a bunch of Did Albert Fire hire a bunch of weirdo, like, and then I just watched it going, I don't get it.
I mean, like, okay, Gigi Dolin's reaction was quite funny. I had to admit.
Sure.
She was like, just chill. She was like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, their acting was try hard lah. Huh?
This is not their forte. This is really not their forte. And then you had Albert Fire, Kaylee Ray, and then she shows up looking like freaking what's her face? The AEW chick.
Abaddon.
Were you thinking about Abaddon? Well, I was thinking about she always paint half her face one.
Thunder Rosa,
yeah.
Yeah. I switched my mind off when I saw this lah. I was like, can we get to the actual match with Mandy, because this is like not doing anything to hype up.
No.
Like, Toxic Attraction, I think improving as a tag team.
Yeah.
But they clearly, from this particular role, are not ready to be doing cinematic, dramatic stuff. I dare say what's the name? The Billy Kay and Peyton Royce. What's the team?
Iconics.
The Iconics, I think, could have a better job of acting this out than themselves.
Yeah, I think so. They tried, it just didn't work. I know it's Halloween, but it was hokey as all shit. It honestly affected the actual match. Like, when I was watching the match, I couldn't pay attention to it. And it was like 6 minutes long, 7 minutes long.
Yeah, it wasn't the banger match I expected, because I know Mandy is good now and she can perform well. And
Indy is good now. The way you said that.
There was a time where she wasn't, let's be clear, right?
Yeah.
And Alba Fire, I hate the name, by the way. Kylie Ray sounds so much better.
Yeah.
It's a veteran, right? So she definitely can perform in the ring. So why didn't they give them enough time? Why didn't they? Because they built up Alba Fire so much, like she could potentially take down Mandy, and then to have the match end up in this, like, wow, it was very deflating, in my opinion.
I wonder if anybody was injured or limited in that sense, because they had a very short match. Because I guess in their minds, that whole skit that they did, the cinematic shit was part of the match, right? But it was so bad. It was unwatchable. Like, I'm sorry but this show up to that point, right? Like, I wouldn't recommend anyone watch. Like, I'd be embarrassed.
Yeah. And the sad thing is, right, NXT Halloween Havoc had some hype going into it. From the way they promoted the matches, the way they built up the storylines going into this. So I thought it was gonna be a good event, but clearly I should take another break from NXT again. Oh,
can I also mention this? The host, right? We talked about green hair. Oh my god! I'm starting to lose. Like, oh my god, bro! You know there's this number. Is it Dunbar's number?
Oh no, I don't know what this is about.
There's this number of people's names of people you can have in your head before you reach like your max, and you have to start forgetting people already. I think I've reached that number when it comes to wrestling. I'm forgetting names,
Bro, I mean, you've been around for a while, bro. Come on. So I don't.
Old. Are you just saying I'm old, bro? Okay. So she co-hosted it with Quincy Elliott, right?
Oh, is it the one that looks like Viscera?
Yeah. It's like Viscera Goldust.
Mabel.
Goldust, Viscera Dust, or Gold. He does not have the charisma of Goldust. He looks like Viscera, but he doesn't have the charisma of Goldust. His vignettes were
Is it a he
cool.
or a she?
He's just, he's just effeminate lah. But no, his gimmick is cool. His vignettes were cool. But when he's in the ring cutting promos, it's so bad. It's forced. He made some really lame uncle joke. I'm like, I thought you're supposed to be the super diva. Like, and I'm expecting him to cut like very like scathing, bitchy remarks. So I guess that might be a stereotype, and I apologize for that. But like I'm expecting him to show like that side, that's the quote unquote super diva side. But all we got was just lame, like predetermined jokes that like come out of a joke book. I can't remember what joke he made. I groaned so hard. I was like, oh my god, it's so fucking bad.
Doesn't this make you miss the Velveteen Dream?
See, that's a great example. Velveteen Dream he was flamboyant, over the top, but he was natural. He had the charisma.
Yeah.
Quincy feels so forced when he did it. I was like,
Again, they are new, they are fresh. Why are they on TV?
Yeah, let him do Level Up and, freaking just cut promo. They had him as the host, with Shots. And Shotzi, by comparison, seemed like an amazing host because he was so shit.
Yeah, it was tough. I know they're trying to use like the more established names to put over the younger names, but I think there's a certain standard you need to be before you can appear on television, in my opinion.
Yeah. They're trying to give him a push and trying to attract a certain audience. I get it, but he's not ready. He's not ready to be on the mic at all. At all. No. Okay, let's get to the main event and the best match. I mean, come on. Braun Breaker, Ilya Dragunov, JD McDonald's. Okay, McDonough, but I'm just gonna call him McDonald's. Do you remember Devlin? When he
Jordan Devlin? Yeah.
Jordan Devlin.
Yeah.
Did he look as weird as he does now?
No, he has been growing out his facial hair. He's been doing some weird shit to his face.
No, not just that. His head looks too big for his body. It's like his body shrank or something. Like when I look at him, he looks like a fucking bobblehead. I don't know why.
I didn't go so in depth, but he doesn't look like Jordan. I mean, he's trying to change his look, right?
I know, but did he shrink? Because I don't remember Jordan Devlin looking like a bobblehead. But whenever I see him in the ring now, when he takes off his clothes, I'm like, his body like too small for his head. Or either that or his hair got bigger or something. I don't know, something feels weird.
Yeah, well, first of all, the moment he changed his name, I like switched on his character already because it's fucking lame name. Jordan Devlin at least felt like I can get behind that name.
No, and you know what the stupid thing is? At least his finisher, the Devil Inside, made sense as Jordan Devlin, Devil Inside. Now, as JD McDonough, his finisher is still called the Devil Inside. It's like, similan.
I think maybe he's trying to pay homage to his own name. But then why change your name in the first place?
No, but we know that one is the Vince McMahonism lah, and that's not his fault lah. Braun Breaker, Ilya Dragunov should have a one-on-one.
Yeah. That's the real money match, bro.
Yeah, like I know that they're trying to push this guy, but to me, like I don't know if you've seen his promos, but he's all about like manipulation of like he likes pain, he studies pain. I'm like, he can't pull it off. Like it just seems fake as fuck.
Yeah, like I said, maybe he himself doesn't believe in his own character because if he doesn't, it's very obvious for the audience. Like we can't get invested, right?
Yeah.
Every time Braun Breaker was fighting Ilya, I was super hooked. I was like, okay, let's fight, right?
Yeah. I mean, Ilya is a proven commodity when it comes to fighting bigger guys. Obviously, one of the best matches ever. Him versus Gunther or Walter, as he was known back then, right? So I want to see Braun Breaker versus Ilya Dragunov, one-on-one.
Yeah. And I feel, do you feel like Braun Breaker actually was able to match up with Ilya? Like he didn't feel like the rookie in this scenario.
No. I feel like Braun he's getting there. Like within a year or two, he's got to go up to the main roster already, right?
Yeah. But that's exactly it. That's the perfect way to handle talent in NXT. Shine him up, give him all this experience so that he's really, really, really good. Then by the time he goes to the main roster, he feels like a national. I feel, in my opinion, I think Austin Theory is a great example of how he got the when he came out on the main roster that very short time in 2020, too soon, too raw.
Yeah.
He went back down, joined part of the family with Gargano, the way, and then he developed his personality, blah blah blah. Now he can handle himself, doing all the story stuff, doing all the drama and the wrestling stuff. So that's the right way to use them.
And doesn't he look better now that he grew out his whole beard as opposed to just the mustache?
Yeah, bro. I wish I could follow his footsteps, but I think this is the most for me.
Right. Hey, it is what it is. So there you go. That's Halloween Havoc. Except for the main event, it was tough to watch, man. And I actually went into it like, okay, I haven't watched NXT in a while. I've sort of been, peripherally paying attention, but it seems like the hype was there. And then when I watched it, I was like, oh, it's basically like a shit version of Extreme Rules.
Yeah, it's tough. I thought it was just another episode of NXT.
Right.
I rather they use Halloween Havoc for the main roster, because I think the main roster can do a better job playing around to the gimmick. Can you imagine freaking who's Bray Wyatt?
Yeah.
And, Halloween Havoc for Bray Wyatt. Oh, this could be amazing.
Or Dexter Lumis and The Miz, they could have their blow-off match at Halloween Havoc. Yeah, and it's just the thing, when you go back and look at all the Halloween Havocs from WCW, it's not like every match had to be a gimmick match. It was only a few, and then you dress the setup, and then maybe some of the wrestlers come out dressed up as a Halloween, as a fun thing. Why not, right? But not like make every match a gimmick match. So...
So I feel at the end of the day, it was a missable event. It sucks that this is the first thing we are discussing returning from a hiatus. But, there was other things.
It's all good. Next week, we are going to be previewing Crown Jewel. And there are a lot of, very interesting matches. Obviously, I haven't watched Raw, but just seeing the social media clips, they're pushing the shit out of Rhea Ripley. She suplexed Luke Gallows, I saw.
Yeah, I saw that.
So I love how fans, by the way, are some fans are like, oh no, why not have her beat up the entire roster? I'm like, hey, relax lah, let her have a moment for crying out loud.
I saw the promo where Dominic compared himself to Eddie Guerrero.
Yeah, like that. No, and the crowd ate that up because obviously, WWE faithful, we all love Eddie Guerrero, right? So low key, Dominic turning heel has been the best thing. All of a sudden, he's very hateable.
Personality.
Yeah,
and actually, it's embracing his mullet.
Yeah, you know who's the worst member of the Judgment Day?
Finn.
Yeah, I mean. Every time he's on the mic, it's it feels like a black hole. I'm sorry, but when Damian Priest speaks, Damian Priest sounds like a man. What happened, my bro? You okay? Now you disappeared all of a sudden on my screen. All I see is white. Rhea Ripley is freaking just amazing now. She's decimating guys as well. You have Dominic.
Give me a minute. I am sneezing nonstop. So
that's why. Oh my god. Okay, bless you. Yeah. Right. That's why he's like, ooh, I'm going to sneak away. No, but then, okay, you have Dominic, who's such a hateable heel right now. And obviously moving Ray to SmackDown was a smart decision. They are delaying that inevitable matchup for WrestleMania. Like we talked about before. I want to say that I brought it up, but I brought it up. I came up with the idea, remember? Ray versus Dominic at WrestleMania. And it seems like that's what they're going to do.
And that's why they go separate ways for a bit.
Yeah.
So it's got enough time for it to come back.
Let them cool down for a bit. Because right now it's they were quite heated for a while. You can't stretch it all the way to WrestleMania. That wouldn't make sense. So you split them up. Yeah.
I would love for them to have their first confrontation after this during the Royal Rumble.
Yeah, confrontation, but not a fight.
Yeah. And then that's where they build it up. Because this could be I think Dominic really needs to get away from Ray for this 1, 2, 3 months.
Yes.
Just to build himself up, because I think he's fine in the ring. He can perform in the ring. But what I think he needs to do, he needs to build up his physique, because he's still boy.
Yeah.
No, but once he build up his physique and now with his gimmick, he looks legit.
Hey, he is deceptively tall. He's up there, he looks perfect with Damian Priest and Rhea Ripley, and then you got one tiny little Finn Balor there.
That's what I said. He is really Eddie Guerrero's son.
I mean, they're trying. Obviously, they're trying their best with Raw and SmackDown. Some things work, some things are kind of I
saw Nikki Cross return as well. Do you see that?
Did you? No, I didn't see. Is she Nikki ASH or Cross?
sorry for spoiling, but Nikki Cross returned.
Oh, okay. I hope it's the Twisted Sister, and I hope she does something soon. I hope they do something with Alexa Bliss.
Yeah.
Asuka needs repackaging or whatever, or maybe they just need to take a break.
In a weird way, Judgment Day has kind of overcome all the doubts that they had starting out, and I think they are one of the pillars of Raw right now. I feel every time the Judgment Day comes out, I feel intrigued.
Yeah. Hopefully, okay. In the past few Raws, right, they've been doing too much Judgment Day. I feel they might be overexposing, especially when Finn talks. I'm sorry, but Finn is just no. I'm not feeling this Finn Judgment Day.
But do you see what? I probably haven't seen Raw, but AJ Styles came to the ring and when Rey Mysterio, when Dominic said that he is this generation's Eddie Guerrero, and I know I said, bro, I think you're more like this generation's James Ellsworth.
Yeah, I saw that. And then James Ellsworth filmed himself reacting to that, right?
Yeah, that's quite funny. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's cute lah, but let's face it, Judgment Day versus the club, right? It's kind of obvious who's gonna win. You need to give Judgment Day the push. Come on, they're hot. They're hot right now. Let them have the win.
Yeah, and I'm starting to like the song being with them. For a while, it was I can't see this song being anyone else's but Edge.
Yep.
But now I feel like they've really embraced the song.
Yeah.
And it's really, their whole presentation is good lah. But again, Finn Balor feels like a lackey in this. If nothing else, I feel Rhea Ripley is leading the group.
Yeah, right. She's the draw. She's the star anyway. Funnily enough, you have going into Survivor Series and War Games, you have several factions. Very interesting,
Yeah, that's why I think it's perfect time to go into Survivor Series. So
okay. On SmackDown side, you have the Bloodline, and apparently they are feuding now with the Brawling Brutes.
Yep.
And on Raw, you have Judgment Day and you have the Club.
Yeah, so we are starting to go back to the era where there's multiple factions. Everyone's aligned to someone. So this is interesting lah as a fan.
And let's not forget, there's also Imperium on SmackDown side as well. Yeah.
Yeah. And also Hit Row apparently is teasing a new member. Do you hear that?
Who could it be? It's not gonna be Swerve, and they desperately need Swerve. I'm sorry, but it's weird. AJ, Top Dollar. I mean, he them feeling himself. But his promos cannot I'm sorry,
but I thought the Ashanti guy would have been a great stepping up as a leader, but he also never step up.
No, you're very boring. So you got Legado del Fantasma, who have Selena Vega. I mean, she's good, right?
Yeah, a great addition to the team, I think.
And I think Escobar is fantastic for playing that role. You compare Escobar with Andrade, Escobar is so much better because he can speak English better.
Yeah, and Escobar quite fluent, from the way I see him. Yeah,
Andrade, they're trying to play up this rich Mexican aristocrat, but got shady gangster roots type of deal, right? But Andrade, all he does is try to buy people, buy Darby Allin, and do business deals in stairwells.
It could have been funny because for a period in time I thought it was almost hilarious the way he approached people. But Andrade and we never even talked about the drama he had with Sammy Guevara. So you never know whether he's angling a return to WWE.
Not only that, it went away and then he got replaced by Roosh. The guy, Roosh is the guy now walking around with the assistant.
Jose, yeah.
I buy you, blah, blah, and then cutting bad promo. I'm like, oh my god, what do you guys do? Anyway,
it's a shit show. But you know what? Let's not shit on them. We still have. Is Crown Jewel this weekend or next weekend?
Next weekend. So next Monday we will do the preview for Crown Jewel, and then it's gonna be fun. If anything. We've seen that they will pull out all the stops for this one, so it's going to be a WrestleMania before WrestleMania, and I'm quite excited for it.
Yeah. This weekend on the local wrestling front, I believe GrappleMAX is having their another show.
That's right, on Saturday.
Also this weekend, also another important day for me.
This the day before Halloween.
Yes. Yeah, it's Halloween weekend, right?
Yeah.
So, Mr. Young, this Saturday is my 30th birthday.
Oh, bro! I don't know why I always thought your birthday was in November.
Bro, 29 October, bro.
29? Okay, well. Hey, everybody wish Foreign a happy birthday in advance. It's his birthday on Saturday. Bro, then are we going to the GrappleMAX though? That's the question.
Well, for me, the GF is gonna have to plan things out for me. So I will have to take my leave. But Mr. Young, please. I think the GP Max people misses you. So if you can make it, that will be great.
I'll see what I can do. I'll try to move things around, as it were.
Bro, but 30th birthday, what do you do when you were 30th, bro? Like, how do you spend your 30th birthday?
That seems like a long time ago. Hey, by your 30th, right? You dispense with all the pomp and circumstance and all the partying already. Okay, it's like, oh, okay, shit, I'm still alive. Hey,
Yeah, okay, that's true lah. You know what? I might just go walk around, check out what's happening in like Halloween land. I'm sure there's activities to be done.
Halloween Horror Nights, bro. Spend Halloween or spend your birthday queuing up.
Oh my god, no. No. But I might dress up, you know, you never know. We shall see.
Oh, okay. Well, I fully expect you to wear a title belt and dress up as like The Rock or something. A Black Adam, bro. Go and dress up as Black Adam.
Have you seen the spoiler, Mr. Young?
Oh, of course, bro. This is the worst kept spoiler in the history of like shows. Yeah, like
I think The Rock purposely want to spoil himself also.
Yeah, he's like, challenge this guy. Like, who doesn't know that, you know? And Henry Cavill already came out and said, yes, I will be back as Superman. So okay.
Yeah, I saw his IG story. So you know what? It's a good time and weird time to have a movie like a DC movie released during Halloween. Is that normal? Because it's always like summer blockbuster, right, or end of the year.
I don't know. I've heard mixed reviews about it, so it's probably one of those movies you have to go and see for yourself to see.
Yeah. We shall see for ourselves. But maybe Black Adam, or I just become Adam's family also since it's Halloween. So you never know.
Okay, that being said, everybody have yourself a great week ahead. Thank you so much for hanging out as always. If you haven't already joined the Discord, join us in the Discord. The link is in the description. Hit like on the video if you haven't already. If you missed out any of it, you can watch it back on video on demand or listen to the podcast on Spotify. And let's not forget, we have a Patreon.
Yes, please support us on our Patreon. For our 45th episode / 200th episode, we want to reward our Patreon members with something special. So please look out for it. In the meantime, please consider pledging your support.
Absolutely. We want to welcome Irvin into the next tier of pledge support, by the way. Thank you so much. We appreciate that so much.
You shall see Irvin's name down below there under all our Patreon names.
Yes, that's right. All together with the awesome people there. So, okay, once again, everybody, thank you so much for hanging out. I hope you have a great week ahead. We will be back soon. You can always slide into our DMs. Come chat with us on Discord. In the meantime, though, okay, it's time to get back to regular life. Oh, boy. Meetings, bro, meetings. Let's do it. Oh, we lost your audio. Can't hear you, bro.
Oh, sorry. I'm saying like we are back live for the next couple of weeks.
I can see the mucus coming out of your nose, bro.
Bro, that was sweat lah. What the you?
Okay. Sold it, but I had to bring it up, huh?
Yeah. You know what? I think it's time for us to leave so I can rest.
Okay, yeah. Foreign needs to go and blow his nose and all that stuff. Everybody, have yourself a great week. Thank you so much for hanging out. It's Mr. Young.
And it's Foreign in the building.
You take care, bro. You better take care.
Kick to the gut. I like it.